Good morning, my neighbours!
Ladies and gents, it's an overcast and rainy Wednesday. A spy has been found dead in a park in my hometown, and Rishi Sunak, it turns out, is the least popular member of his own cabinet. It's time for an alternative paper review. But first up to the Times, who report on the latest solution to ease pressure on packed-out jails, a backed-up judiciary, Rwanda-obsessed judges, and a growing crime rate. Yes, this is the latest think outside the box, or cell, antidote to prisons being over 100% of capacity in the UK. Now, they've tried telling judges to not jail so many people. They've tried letting violent offenders out early. Now it's the police's turn. Now the Home Office is saying, hey, do you want to not arrest so many people? Which is certainly a pivot for the party of law and order. Personally, I really love the idea that Tories know that they're out on their ear. Like, they know Labour are going to get in if and when this general election is finally called. And what's going to happen when Labour get in? We already know this, right? They've already said they're going to investigate all those billions of COVID fraud. So if you were a Tory and you knew you were about to get investigated for corruption, I don't know, maybe you might put measures in place and directives to ensure that the police are told to not arrest anyone. Like, doesn't anybody else see where this is going? You know, like with the asylum process, right? It's backed up. We're over capacity, and we've created like a Rwanda scheme, haven't we? To take off some of that burden. Are we going to get a Rwanda scheme for prisoners? Are we going to send off our prisoners overseas to a third country? Or like in the pandemic, we were over capacity with the NHS, with hospitals. So we created some makeshift hospital. Like maybe we could get some nightingales going on. Elsewhere in the newspapers this morning, Brit charged with spying for China found dead in Maidenhead Park. I mean, to be fair, if I was in Grenfell Park in Maidenhead, I'd probably kill myself too. But yes, anyway, this is a story of spies, spooks, and people who never existed. A man who was charged with spying for China's Hong Kong agency. Now, I know it looks dodgy because the guy was allegedly a spook and now he's just been found dead, right? It looks like they've offed him. But apparently, before he was released on bail, he did say, if you release me on bail, I am going to commit suicide. So, I mean, it looks like that is what he's done. I mean, I don't really know why, you know? What does he think is going to happen to him? I mean, Boris Johnson is probably a Russian asset, and he's not behind bars, is he? He's out there free. He's making money. And talking about weird identities and people who never existed, Johnson's making money for a show he's never actually presented. But yeah, I don't know why anyone would off themselves after being charged for espionage. I mean, what is the worst that could happen? He's not going to go to jail now, is he? Finally, at the top here, number 10, neglecting the Prime Minister's more popular colleagues, laments Minister. Yeah, this is the story, surprising though it may be, that insiders in the Conservative Party, in number 10, no less, in Rishi Sunak's own circle, they are telling him it is a shame that you're not giving more airtime to more popular figures like Kemi Badenoch. Yeah. Just take that in for a second. Imagine the hit to your ego that would be if somebody came tapping you on the shoulder and they were like, yeah, we actually think there would be an uptick in the polls. Like, you are so ferociously unpopular. We think there's an uptick to be had if we put Kemi Badenoch up front and centre. How about that? Honestly, guys, if I found out that Kemi Badenoch was more popular than me, I just don't know what I would do. When is the next train to Maidenhead?